Today on CityCast Philly, one of my favorite annual summer traditions is the Her's Flavored by Philly contest. This is when the Pennsylvania Snack Company introduces limited edition flavors inspired by the Philly region. And then we all get to snack on these chips and vote for the best. So, who's got the best flavor this year? The CityCast Philly team is here with me to do a little taste test. Plus, we'll vote for our favorites. It's Wednesday, July 24th. I'm Trinae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. So this is the third time Her's is doing their Flavored by Philly contest. For anyone who's been wondering about these limited and really creative chip flavors, you might have seen them at a grocery store or in Wawa. So the snack company Her's, which is based in the Philly suburbs, started this competition back in 2022. The snack company has been taking suggestions for Philly area inspired chip flavors. So in years past, they did, Cheese Whiz. Last year, they did a Korean barbecue flavor. And they take all these suggestions and choose 3 to actually transform into chips. And then us, the consumers, we get to vote and pick our favorites. The person who made this suggestion actually gets a cash prize. And just like last year, this year's Flavored by Philly lineup is all spin-offs of dishes served by local businesses. So we've got 3 different flavors. Y'all ready? We've got Toluto's cheese ravioli and marinara, Ma Mom's potato pierogi, and Romano's special hot stromboli. Okay, so Asha Prihar, our Hey Philly newsletter editor, you actually asked this same question in the Hey Philly newsletter to our readers. So Asha, first, I gotta ask you, what's your reaction to these chip flavors?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so curious. I think this seems like a solid lineup. I will say last year we had flavors like roast pork sandwich and like Korean barbecue wing, where I was really perplexed by like how they were gonna make it into a chip. Whereas like with these, I feel like the flavors to me seem a little more straightforward and like I could see a chip tasting like this, but I wouldn't reach for these, which I think is part of why I find this to be like such an interesting thing every year. Like if they just made these regular flavors, I don't know that I would even ever think to buy them. But the fact that they're attached to local businesses and they're supposed to taste like something that maybe we've tasted before, it's intriguing. And so we'll also hear a little bit from Hey Philly readers and what they've thought. But yeah, I haven't tried these yet, so I'm super excited to jump in and see what they're like.
And CityCast Philly producer Abby Fritz. Abby, what are your reactions to these flavors?
I think for me, what I'm kind of looking at is the novelty of these chips. This is the first year I'm trying all of the special flavors, and I'm really interested to see like how closely these chips will actually taste like the things they are mimicking. I think that would be a layer of like fascination and interest that would keep me coming back in years to come if like it genuinely tasted like a Polish potato pierogi from Ma Mom's. Like, like that's fascinating. So
right.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm excited to taste some hot stromboli today.
Well, see, that's my thing. I don't know. Like a hot stromboli is different than like dust of a hot stromboli. And that's my thing. I feel like, they're going to have to convince me for sure. And I think they've like really done a nod to really savory foods, like a lot of Italian dishes and influences.
For sure.
But when it comes to like what I look for in a potato chip, I'm looking for something that like literally coats the chip all the way around. So I tend to go for Cool Ranch Doritos because the flavoring, I don't know, the combinations of the seasonings and the salt, maybe there's a little bit of sugar in there, I don't know. Now, those are tortilla-based chips, but the potato chips that I love are Her's sour cream and onion kettle style.
Ooh, I love kettle.
Asha, what do you look for in a chip flavor? Because this is serious work we're about to do, y'all.
Yeah, I think this is a really great question. And I've thought about this. I feel like this competition just every year it makes me think about this. And I think to me, I'm looking for something that complements the like potato flavor. But yeah, I think part of the reason why I'm like excited about this lineup is because I feel like, I dip French fries in ketchup. So like is like a marinara chip like kind of close to that? I don't know. I guess we'll see. And like also like potato pierogi, like it's literally called potato pierogi. Like is that not just a potato chip? I don't know. Like I'm really curious what that one's gonna be like. And I think complementing the potato is like the big thing for me. And I think that's part of the reason why some of these like previous like flavored by Philly chips like haven't really like done it for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar vein, but a little different from you guys in terms of my chip inclinations. I like love hot chips. I want it to be super spicy. I want to like kind of drool. Like that's kind of what I'm going for. So any hot chip, I'm in. I stick with like, like the hot Cheeto limon and like like
Flamin' Hots?
Yes, I want it I want very hot chips if I get them. Or like I do agree with Asha. I think if I was like getting like a sandwich and a bag of chips, the sea salt and vinegar are always a go-to. But generally speaking, I'm not really a sweet chip type of person. I don't really dip chips in like like the different types of dips and things
like
you can
French
get.
onion, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not really my thing, but I do love a bold flavor. I like it to smack me in the face. So I think if these can do that, I could definitely be swayed to be more interested and diversify my chip adventures.
That's the word I was looking for, bold, to describe Rockin' Ranch and Doritos Cool Ranch. Bold flavors. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to do this? Bam, 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 din, 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 din.
So ready.
Up first is Toluto's cheese ravioli and marinara, which is in the Italian Market around 9th Street. It's a family-owned business that's been around since 1967. All right, here we go.
Get them out.
I can't get it open.
So we have a chip, and it is coated very well. Okay, so let me describe what this chip looks like. It's ruffled, and I have one of those chips where it's like folded, so it's gonna really give a good crunch. I'm so excited. Let me smell it. It smells cheesy and ravioli. All right, here we go. This is kind of good.
Yeah.
Wow, oh wow. It's like that, the aftertaste is it kind of like warms your soul a little bit.
It's kind of sweet. There's definitely a
For
sweetness
sure.
to it. I'm getting the marinara. I might also be getting the ricotta like cheese that's in.
I agree.
I mean, I haven't actually ever had ravioli from Toluto's, so I love cheese ravioli in general. Oh wow, there's no dairy in this chip, so I don't know how they're getting that cheesiness in there. I'm like looking at the ingredients.
It's maybe it's like some oil, some sort of fat that gives it kind of that creaminess.
Oh yeah.
It also has basil in it.
I was gonna say I
Yes.
feel like it's really herby, which I appreciate. I love a herbaceous chip. This definitely gives it like a little more kick, and it feels like not just like like natural flavors, like, and then it's you'd have no idea like what flavorings they put in there. It's like, okay, I taste basil, I taste parsley. It's the types of things I would put in a ravioli sauce if I was going with like a red ravioli sauce. So it makes it more convincing.
Yeah, we actually got a comment on this chip from one of our Hey Philly readers, Joe. So Joe said, the ravioli reminded me a bit of ketchup chips. I love Her's ketchup chips. Made me want to go out and get a box of those. Have you guys had the ketchup chips? I never had. If they're like this, I would eat them.
I haven't had Her's ketchup chips, but I have had other brands, and I do actually really like tomato chips. I've been on the lookout for a good bag, so I'll have to give this a try. Thanks for the rec, Joe.
All right, all that and more bags of chips after the break. All right, let's get back into the chip taste test. Up next is the pierogi chip. This one is supposed to taste like the pierogies from the local Polish food cart, My Mom's Kitchen. I love that name, My Mom's Kitchen, which has been around for about a decade. Are y'all familiar with My Mom's?
Yeah, I've had Moms before, and they're wonderful. I love pierogies. I had them at the location they used to be at next to Bob and Barbara's, which is on South Street, kind of off of Broad. I think it's like around 15th. And it's wonderful. I love them. I love a pierogi. Also, a great combo to get a couple beers and then get some pierogies before you head home. So, love them. They're great. They're wonderful.
Yeah, I've also had the pierogies from Mom's. I love them. Whenever I see them at a street festival, I'm like, I gotta go get some pierogies. Yeah, and I would love to check out. They actually just moved to Port Richmond and opened this past weekend. So
Nice.
I am looking forward to hopefully making it up there and, at some point when I'm like craving pierogies.
All right, well, it sounds like these are good recommendations, so let's try it. Does it hold up in a chip form?
Let's see.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little interesting smell. What is
I
that?
would agree with that.
And I can't really see the seasoning as much as I could see the marinara sauce on the ravioli chip. Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe the smell.
Definitely a different taste than smell, though.
Oh, hold up. Hold up
Yeah,
now.
these are good.
This is shocking.
It tastes a lot like a sour cream and onion chip, except you can tell that they were going for that like caramelized onion type flavor. You know what I mean?
It's definitely like in the sweeter, doughy taste you get. But this makes so much sense that this chip is good just because of the flavor combos with pierogies. Like you said, caramelized onions, sour cream, chives, like those types of things are generally on pierogies.
But similar to that ravioli, I taste like a sweetness in here. Yeah.
Yeah. My guess would be they've decided if it's doughy, it's got to be a little sweeter than a regular potato chip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like the pasta, the dough casing of a pierogi.
So they have like brown sugar on one of the ingredients listed.
Yep.
Okay, this really was the one that surprised me.
Yeah, so we also heard some thoughts from a Hey Philly reader on this one. Their name is Ali or Ali B. I'm sorry, I don't know which is the right pronunciation there. But this reader said that they thought this chip was, quote, weird, kind of cheesy, but sweet at the same time. And, I think cheesy, sweet at the same time, that seems, pretty accurate to what we're saying here.
The weird, that's so funny. Yeah. We definitely clearly maybe like it a little more.
Definitely.
All right, let's dig into the last one. This is the special hot stromboli. This is supposed to taste like the stromboli from Romano's, which is an Italian restaurant in Delco. I've never been to this restaurant. Have you guys been to this restaurant?
I have not, but I have had stromboli before. I haven't had this specific stromboli.
Right, yes.
I'm very curious about how stromboli is going to become a chip.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have not been, and I was kind of thinking like, because I don't even think I've had stromboli before, and I'm like, what's the difference between like stromboli and calzone? So I looked it up because I was like, really like, I want to know if it actually tastes like what they're mimicking. And I found out that stromboli and calzones are both have Italian origins, but it's the way you like fold the kind of pizza pocket moment. And the other difference is calzones can have ricotta, but stromboli cannot. And I also learned that stromboli originated in Philadelphia because it's an Italian American dish. And so I thought that was cool that they picked something that, or at least according to this Bon Appetit article I read about the difference between stromboli and calzone, they say it started out here. So that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I am curious how like meat will taste. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like meat chip. I'm very, very interested to see if it will translate.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking about what you said about the pierogi, about it needing to maybe be a little sweet. I wonder if that's the case. But then also pizza, marinara, tomato sauce. I don't see, from what the packaging looks like, and I guess, let me look at a chip. It doesn't have that like red coating like the ravioli chip did. So... but it smells hot. So Abby, this might be your chip. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. Let's find out. I do love a spicy chip.
What does this even smell like?
At first, when I tasted it, I thought it was going to be like vinegary. It like reminded me of vinegar a little bit.
Yeah, I see that. I honestly think it smells spicier than it actually is.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of giving like banana pepper type of spice, you know?
Yeah.
Like banana pepper, maybe like a little like, I'm getting like maybe like a little like pepperoni.
Yeah.
Is there a pepperoni in a stromboli?
I think you can get salami, yeah.
Or salami.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the like mimic to meat flavor moment that is going on in here.
So they do use natural smoke flavor.
Interesting.
It definitely has that white vinegar powder, which I tasted.
It's got jalapeno in it.
And this one does have cheese in it.
Mozzarella, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this one, guys.
I feel like I need to eat a Romano's stromboli, like, and compare this side by side. Now that I know that stromboli, like, they don't have like ricotta, and I can't really I can't really tolerate ricotta. But if they don't have ricotta, I've got to try it.
Yeah, I'm wondering because a lot of people in Philly, in the Philly region, they put chips in their hoagies for an extra layer of crunch.
Oh.
I'm wondering if this chip, because it's a little, I feel like it's missing something, maybe it fits better in a hoagie.
Yeah, it's an additive.
Whereas I think the other two can stand on their own.
I could see this being a sandwich chip. Yeah.
I totally agree. It's definitely more savory than the other chips. I would not call this spicy, personally. I think there's more flavors going on in this chip than the other chips. Like this one feels a little more complex, but I don't know if it like they totally pulled it off.
I don't dislike it, but to me it feels like there's so much going on and then there's not really like there's not really much of an aftertaste to where I'm like, what was I supposed to get out of that? Like I think my taste buds are just kind of confused. Like I feel like there's supposed to be like a final punch there that's like not there.
And then that's why I said I think this would be good in a hoagie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, which one is the best for y'all? Let me eat another one so I can figure it out.
Let's eat one of each.
Because y'all know which two I'm kind of, I think I know. So close. I gotta give it to my moms. My moms did their thing. My mom's kitchen did their thing.
You should try the actual pierogies. You
Yeah, I
probably
gotta try
like them.
I was so skeptical about the chip. Y'all convinced me.
I think I might have to agree with you. I think it's like, or at least definitely like, I could go and grab this chip and just eat it regularly like I would eat other chips for sure. I think the ravioli one is a little more of like oh, that's interesting flavor. So maybe if I'm like, you know, bringing something to a party that I know there's going to be a lot of stuff there, I could bring that one and it would still be, you know, unique. But yeah, I do think Mom's took the W.
I think for me it's the ravioli chip. I really, there's just something about it that I like. I think it's like the sweetness. And like to me the Mom's chip is almost like a little too strong for me. Like it's almost like I'm like, whoa, like I don't know if I could eat it like I mean, usually when I eat chips, like I'm eating it like alongside something like a hot dog or like a sandwich or something like that, to where I'm kind of like, this feels like maybe if I was just eating like a snack. But to me, like, I don't know, I like that the ravioli chip is like a little lower key. Feels like it could be a nice like
The sidekick
compliment. Yeah. I think that for me that makes it my favorite.
It complements other flavors and foods. Pierogi, you can stand on your own. Ravioli, you're great as a side dish. And stromboli, you've got to go into someone's sandwich. All right, that was CityCast Philly producer Abby Fritz and our Hey Philly newsletter editor, Asha Prihar. Thank you so much for eating these chips with me and joining me on CityCast Philly today.
Thanks for having us, Trinae.
Thanks, Trinae.
You can look for these limited edition chips wherever you usually buy Her's products. We've seen them at retailers like Acme, Wawa, Target, and Giant. If you've tried these chips yourself, you can still vote for your favorite chip flavor online until August 9th. If you have strong feelings, leave us a voicemail and let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Our number is in the show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. Did you enjoy those chips with us? If you enjoyed this episode as well, tell a friend who also loves chips. Rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye. Have you tried Her's cheddar and horseradish?
I have not.
Or their jalapeno?
I have not.
Or their honey and jalapeno? Kettle style?
You're such a chip connoisseur.
I eat a lot of chips.